This is a review of the Blackhawk Double Mag Case. Here you can see the magazine pouch itself. It's designed to hold two different magazines, and it's designed for only double stack magazines. I have an assortment here of different ones. These are Glock 40 cal with 15 rounds in them. These are Glock 40 cal with 13 and 10 rounds in them. And these are Sig Sauer 9mm magazines out of a Sig Sauer 226 Legion. This here is a standard, what they would call a plain finish one. You can see here this little cutout on both of these. You can order these in a carbon fiber look if you'd like. But to me, I would just order the plain finish ones. The carbon fiber is nothing more than a decal stuck in here. The decal probably costs about 15 or 20 cents a piece, and they're going to charge you $5 for it, and who knows how long it's going to last. So I think for the money, you're going to save $5 by getting this plain one. This is designed to be adjustable. Here you have a screw that you can adjust and tighten to fit various sizes of mags. There is no spring tension clip in here, as I mentioned. The spring function is basically the tightness of the plastic and also the screw to adjust it to make it fit the magazines. Here, for example, you can see here I have a double stack magazine. These are the Glock magazines, and I'm going to put those in there. And you can see they fit in there nicely. They both fit and go to the same direction, which in my opinion is what you want, because when you reach behind you and grab a magazine and pull it out, you want them both to be aimed the right direction for immediate insertion into your weapon. The spring tension, if you want this to be tighter, you can slightly tighten this screw to make it tighter, but as you can see, these aren't going to go anyplace. They're in there nice and tight. This is the 15 round Glock. I'm going to take those out. This is a 13 round Glock magazine, and this is a 10 round Glock magazine, and you can see they fit in there the same way. Nice and tight, very easy to use. Very stable, exactly what you want to have. Now I'm going to take and show you what's different here. This is a Sig Sauer 15 round magazine, two of them, and you can see here they're so loose that they're just going to fall out. What you're going to have to do is adjust this screw here on the front, and I mean adjust it a lot. Before I start to adjust this, you can see that screw head in there. It's basically flush. I'm going to show you the difference when I'm done. Here you can see that screw that was flush, and now you can see it's sticking through quite a bit. I've tightened it more than 1/4 of an inch, but now these Sig Sauer magazines fit in there nice and tight, and so now they're not going to go anyplace, for example, if you're in the field and moving around. But I just want to show you, you do have to adjust this to fit different magazines. This isn't really a perfect fit for these Sig magazines, but it works and it's nice and tight, and at least you've got two magazines with you when you're in the field. On the back side here, you'll see these two screws here. If you take these screws out, there are little retainers in here that will come out, and you can remove this flap, which is a waist flap that will fit inside of your pants or over the top of your belt. This right here is adjustable to fit different sizes of belts to securely hold it in place. And if I open this up here, you'll see here this clip has a tongue on it, and that tongue will catch on top of the belt and hold it in place, so as you withdraw the magazine from your pouch here, it's not going to pull this off your waist. If you're going to use these belt loops here, you can take this off and leave it off. One thing I like about this pouch is it's curved. You can see that curve there. So now if you have this on your back or on your hip, for example, it's nice and comfortable as it fits the contour of your body. This is a 511 tactical operator's belt, and you can see it fits through there, and it will fit through these holes. I'll have to fish it through this other side, but it also fits through this belt loop. You can see now though that I've got that screw so highly adjusted in for these Sig Sauer magazines that it's actually sticking through higher than the belt is. So To be honest with you, if I was going to use this all the time for a Sig Sauer magazine, I might take that little screw there and cut it off so it would be more flush and not have it protrude through all that distance. If you're not going to use these side belt holes, you can stick your belt through here like this, and you have to raise this loop up, tuck it over your belt, and you can move it all the way up to the top here. But now you can see the problem is it's hitting that screw because I've adjusted it for the Sig magazines, and it doesn't want to go up in there. I can force it above the screw. I don't like that because it's scratching the belt and tearing the belt up, but I wanted to show you that. And now it's up there with that clip I showed you before. Let me pull it open. You can see that little clip right there. I can pull this down and lock that on the bottom of the belt. So now as you draw out the magazines, it's locked on your belt, for example. It's not going to go anyplace. It's going to stay in place where you're withdrawing the magazines and using them. It's so tightly fit in there, you're going to have to raise this up properly, unhook that little lip. You can see it's hung up. So it's a little bit difficult to get off and on, but that's what holds it in place. It's nicely done. Remember, that screw could be a problem if you have this tightened up all the way. I did want to point out that the belt I had going through there was 1 3/4 inches wide, and that's a max width for the side slots. In addition, you have an adjustment here, as I mentioned. If you're using a smaller belt, you can adjust this up. I haven't adjusted it, but when you do so, you can make it fit smaller belts. Whether you're going to use this for a carry pouch, for duty, or you're going to use it on the range, or for training, this is a pretty good magazine pouch. And you can see here it does hold the magazines quite securely, and it is adjustable to fit different sizes. There's a tremendous difference in the width between the Glock and the Sig magazines. I know it doesn't look like it, but it's enough right here. You can see this edge. That's quite a distance for this to adapt to, and it worked fine. This is a good product. I'm going to rate it at 5 stars. This review is done by JJ CEO.